For pro bono work, I do a lot as pro bono guardian ad litem via Chicago Volunteer Legal Services, where I represent disabled individuals and also minors. I also do pro bono work third Saturday of every month for an organization called Street Justice, where we go to different areas in Chicago low-income areas to service individuals that have legal needs.
I primarily helped represent women who were facing domestic violence situations or not being able to get their child support or were in very sticky custody situations.
Well, it's run the full gamut from pro bono appeals and habeas cases, Section 1983 cases, trial court Section 1983 cases where I was appointed counsel, guardianships in state court, divorces in state court, general counseling on creditor problems and that sort of thing.
Since I started in January, I've had the opportunity to work on several different pro bono litigation matters. One criminal, one civil. The civil case I actually got to first chair my own trial, and that was about 3 months after I started.
Well, Irene is an elderly African-American woman. She was a janitor for the Chicago Public Schools, I think for most of her adult life. She had a dispute with a neighbor about an overhanging tree or something, and I think one of them had sued the other. And we took that on and got it resolved to her satisfaction. And she probably calls me, and since then has called me on average once a week, once every 2 weeks with one problem or another. Some of them are significant legal problems. She had a problem with her pension benefits, which we got settled for her. But a lot of what she calls me about is, deciphering for her these official-looking pieces of junk mail that people get. And it's actually, kind of nice. Over the years, I've developed a relationship with her, if she were to vanish and stop calling me, I think I would miss her.
I represented a man he was a plaintiff. He had been rear-ended when he was stopped, and he had been trying to litigate the case himself for about 3 years. The pro bono coordinator at our firm, Greg McConnell, sent around an email and saying that there was an opportunity, but the catch was you needed to show up in court tomorrow. So that was a little bit intimidating because I had been an attorney for about 6 weeks at that point. So I got the opportunity to go through, voir dire and do all the motions in limine, opening, witness examination, closing, all myself, and jury came back and awarded us a verdict for everything that we were asking for. You could tell that he was very happy that he felt like he had gotten, I think, the justice that he was looking for, that he had been able to have his day in court and just make the system work for him and be able to have access.
Basically giving back to the community, giving back to others who otherwise would not have representation of an attorney, and basically as far as doing the guardianship work, giving a voice to people who sometimes aren't able to speak for themselves anymore, like the disabled.
Just being able to help people really achieve what's already in them.
As those who know me know, I'm a right-wing nut, so this is not, bleeding heart liberal stuff talking here. But I think it's kind of refreshing to get pulled back into the real world every now and then and see the kinds of problems that normal people have and they're not able to solve their problems the way many of us are by just, if you throw enough money at a problem, you can make it go away. Well, that's not an option for a lot of people.
I think it's made me a more compassionate attorney. It's allowed me to see all sides of a situation or a matter, to look at it from all angles. So I think it has made me a better attorney, to get outside of the law sometimes and think about the person who's being impacted by an order or something or a motion you're presenting to the court.
I never would have imagined, starting at a big law firm and, being able to say that I was able to try my own case 3 months after I started.
I think it's made me a better attorney because it has widened my horizons to understand very different perspectives and to lose my sense of moral code judgment and think practically. And at times when I also feel very overwhelmed with what I'm doing, I think of some of my clients who have far more reason to be overwhelmed, and I tell myself to put on my big girl underwear, move on.
We'll do it. All of us who are practicing are really getting a lot out of the law. Our law license is giving us not only a living, but an interesting occupation and all that. And to me, it makes sense to give something back.
You know, if you want to look at pro bono as an opportunity to serve as sort of a professional development opportunity, I think that there are those opportunities available. If you want to find a cause that you are just really passionate about, I think that you can do that as well. And maybe, you know, hopefully, ideally, you'd find something that was both.
It allows one to get out of one's own firm and one's own, you know, obsession with hours and minutes, and go and do something that can be empowering for yourself and also get to meet a lot of really fun people.
It's worth the time commitment, you know, to give back. A lot of attorneys may see it as I'm not getting paid, but the rewards you get, you cannot justify with money. It's more than any billable hour to see someone say, "Thanks for being here for me."